okay. I don't wanna be this person anymore. How do you see me? That's okay. I don't wanna feel bad anymore, but that's okay. I don't wanna be this person anymore. How do you see me? Is that okay? Could you stay in this place? That's okay, that's okay. I could stay in this place. That's okay with me. With me. That's okay, that's okay. That's okay, that's okay. That's okay with me. With me. Thank you. What's up? I'm in my kitchen. Yams everywhere. All I want for my birthday is a big booty. All right, now that we got that cleared up, I want to talk about, the fact that we're all just a bunch of little bugs, which I think is pretty awesome. I had this thought when I was at the laundromat today, because my washer and dryer broke, so now I go to the laundromat. But I was taking my clothes out of the dryer, and I was like, just taking it in. I fuck with the laundromat because there's a bunch of people, in there. Everybody's just hanging out. Everybody's just doing their chore. They're just doing part of their day, and everyone's just chill as hell. It smells good. Smells like clean clothes. And it's great. You pay with coins, so it doesn't really feel like you're like spending money. And the guy that works there is really nice. So that was sweet. And I was thinking about how we all, at this current time in the world, for the most part, like the way that it works is that everybody out there has got a little job. Everybody's got a little task. And there's like a whole world that exists of people that are doing jobs to just help everybody else out. Everybody's just doing a job so that that need is filled for everybody else, and then everybody else does their little job so that everybody else's need is kind of filled out. And it's kind of sweet. Like we kind of got, I don't know, we kind of did something with that. It's like there's a guy for that. There's an app for that, but it's not an app. It's a little fella, or she fella, or they fella. It's just a little bug. And we're all a bunch of little bugs, and that's really sweet. I was walking through a trail after work, after doing my little bug job, and I wanted to sit down at a bench and read. Well, sorry, it's not doing the filter, and I feel like I look weirder. It didn't want to make me a bug anymore. Yeah, because I was walking down the trail as a human, and I look down from the bench, and I see this big ass ant. Like, it's like a big ass ant that's way bigger than any of the other ants, which are usually like really hard to see. This one was like kind of easy to see from far away, and I was like, whoa, this guy's he's one to pay attention to. So I start watching. I'm like, okay, what's this dude better do? I'm like, what's this little ant's job, right? And then he walks over to a group of a bunch of ants, and he goes crazy and just starts fucking chomping the little ants to bits. I've never seen anything like this before. This ant fully crashed out on the little ants. And I was like, whoa, dude, that's it just wasn't what I was expecting. You know what I mean? Cause I was in nature, and I was in this very like wholesome headspace, and then this ant just starts going on a murder rampage, kills this group of 3 ants, walks over to a other group of ants, starts killing them. Whoa, right? And I'm like, holy shit, this guy, like, I've never seen a bug like do that before. I've never seen a bug just like wild out on its own, you know, bug people, you know? And I was like, is a war going on? Like, I was like, I haven't checked the bug news. I don't know, like, I'm not updated on current events. Is there a war? Is there a bug war? Is there a war of the ants going on? What's happening? Can someone explain what's happening? What is causing this ant to kill the littler ants? What motivates this fella? Right? It's weird. So then I look up from the big ant, and I see there's a slug. It's like a pretty small slug. And then next to that slug is another slug. And next to that slug is another slug. I saw 3 slugs hanging out. Oh, hell yeah. And I walk over and I just look. I'm just like, okay, sweet. Like, hell yeah, we got more slugs. And the big ass ant like starts kind of walking in the direction of the slugs. And I'm like, no, you don't. But I can't intervene. Like, I'm kind of a... like, to them, I'm like a extra dimensional being, right? Because what an ant knows is, right, this like kind of 2-dimensional surface. They don't really up down too much. Like, they don't really have perception of like too much verticality in their day-to-day, if that makes sense. They see with, you know, antenna, right? So I felt like you know, the ant isn't really comprehending me, and I don't want to intervene on this clearly not my jurisdiction kind of place, right? So it runs over to the slugs. I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I don't really know what I thought was going to happen, but I had already been like totally, you know, my preconceived notions had been shattered, right, by this ant's actions. Walks over to the slugs. And the slugs are like totally chill, and I'm like, they have no idea. And then the ant kind of like walks between all 3, and then just kind of disappears into the grass. Nothing happened. And I was like, oh, sweet, like hell yeah, you know, slugs, they get to live. And then I like, you know, go, you know, I kind of turn around and I see another slug, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, that's, you know, we got a 4th homie. I like kind of like get kind of close to it because I want to see him close, and I kind of like reach my finger over and I touch him, and he like he's like, no, he like cringes, like his body like does that, and I felt really bad about that, because because like I just seeing this slug's reaction, I was like, okay, I clearly made this fella really uncomfortable, and it has no idea what just happened. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna do that anymore. But he was in the middle of the road, like he was in the middle of the trail, and I was like, dude, someone is going to step on you, bro. And then it's like, you may be more uncomfortable with me doing this, but I, as an extra dimensional bug being, know that this is best for you. I don't want you to be killed by one of my kind, right? Because we don't pay attention. So I get a little leaf and I have him crawl on the leaf, and I pick up the leaf, and then I put it like, far as hell away. Like for a slow, I was like, he's not going anywhere close to the trail anymore. And yeah, so then I walked off. That was that day, and yeah, finished my book. It was great. Yeah, nature's sick. Every individual is kind of insignificant, and I used to not feel comfortable with that insignificance, and I used to want to have some sort of thing that would make me stand out from being just another bug. But what's more beautiful? A bunch of ants, working together to bring a leaf to their queen or whatever they feel is important, or a big ass ant killing all of them. You tell me. They're both pretty cool. To be honest, they're both pretty awesome to watch. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I was at the studio yesterday and I cooked up a new one. It's called That's Okay.